Welcome back. It's been said before that the three most important things in retirement are income, income, and income. Well, joining us now is Annetta Carter, the CEO of Magnolia Financial Strategies, an East Texas retirement planning firm. And Annetta is also the popular radio and podcast show host of The Retirement Message. How are you today?
I'm great. It's great to be here with you.
Yes, I enjoy having you. We're learning so much, and one of the most important things is income,
for sure.
It's something we talk about every time you come. So why is having income in retirement so important?
Well, we never know who's going to see these segments. So we want to make sure that anybody out there sees that when you retire, you definitely have to have a strong income plan. It is one of the things that we give up when we retire other than our job. And it is very important that we have the money there to budget and to pay the bills.
Yes, that is very, very important. And so once you stop working, that means that check stops coming in. So how can you create that same dependable source?
Well, there are a lot of ways to do it. You know, people will have, say, dividend-paying stocks, and they'll rely on that income coming in from that. Sometimes people will have CDs, and they'll have interest coming in from that. Sometimes people have a pension or a Social Security plan that, you know, kicks off income to them. We can take all of those pieces and put them together, but sometimes we can generate something that's even more reliable by creating a personal pension plan for you if you don't have one, or adding another personal pension plan to the pension plan and the Social Security that you have. And we do that with an annuity. And a lot of times I have people come to me and they look at their total portfolio and they say, well, you know, say maybe I have $500,000, and if I were to take that 4% off of that $500,000 and try to keep that $500,000 as a principal amount, that's only going to give me, say, $20,000 a year. I need more than that to supplement what I have coming in from Social Security and a pension. And so what we do is we create an income coming from an annuity, and typically it's going to give you a higher outpour coming out of your money than just the 4% rule.
Yes, and so we're mentioning Social Security and pension. And so if someone was to say they have Social Security or to rely on or a pension, is that typically going to be enough? Or
if you think about coming into retirement, unless you have no debt and very little outgo, and unless you've worked somewhere where you and your spouse have really high Social Security and really high pensions, and I do find that occasionally, but not as the norm. I usually have someone that has a mediocre Social Security, maybe a pension, and then the spouse is drawing half of the Social Security from the higher wage earner. And so that is the typical, you know, situation that I see when people come through the door. And as a result of that, it's just not enough to get through life. And if you think about it, every time Social Security gives an increase, Medicare takes it up in Medicare premiums. And so it really doesn't keep up with inflation either. So if that's all you have when you retire and you don't have some other money to give you extra living expenses when inflation kicks in, and it's going to kick in every single year, then you're going to be in a situation where you're living on the income that you started with years before. And 20 to 30 years later, that is not going to suffice.
Yeah, and so speaking that, you know, we have bills and they don't change. So, but how does this help our lifestyle goals?
I think the most important thing is that you have to determine, you know, your longevity. It could be that I have a client who has, you know, a very long longevity in their life. Maybe they had parents and grandparents who lived into their 90s, and they're having basically a really good lifestyle, and they expect to follow suit. And then I might have the spouse who, you know, everyone died early, no matter how well they took care of themselves. You know, it's just the way it is. But we have to plan for the longest retirement date, the last person to live. And as a result of that, we want to make sure that we can live in the same lifestyle that we were living in when we were working, and we want to make sure we can give ourselves raises when it comes to inflation. We want to make sure we can do all the things that we wanted to do that we didn't have time to do while we were working. And those types of things have to come into place when we put an income plan in place and plan for taxes, plan for inflation, and any other kind of roadblocks that might come along.
Yes, and so now is income all you need to worry about, or or is this just a piece of retirement?
It's just a piece of it. I would say it is the most important piece, but I have actually seen income plans fail because of long-term care needs. And I would say that is such an important piece of putting together a retirement plan, because if you have to start pulling out the money that you use as the income generator and taking that principal out to spend it for long-term care, then it will generate less income to the spouse that's healthy at home, and really, even possibly to the point of devastate that person's lifestyle, during that time. So it makes it very hard when you have a long-term care need. And there are ways to generate additional income into the portfolio in the event that you need long-term care. And it just seems like people don't want to deal with that. They don't want to think about that, because it's not something that, is exciting, or something that is fun, to think about getting old and not being able to do the things that you used to be able to do for yourselves. And so planning for that is so important, because it can wreck retirement income plans. It really can.
Yes. Well, Netta, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed being here. I hope you got a little bit different perspective of building income and the roadblocks you can face.
I certainly did.
Good.
Alrighty. Well, for more information, go to that website right there on your screen. And so if you want to learn more about having income you can depend on in retirement, Annetta has an offer for you. For the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $250,000 or greater, she's offering a complimentary retirement plan just for you. This will allow Annetta to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap, analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to really get ready for a confident retirement. Call the number now, 903-354-8600. Again, 903-354-8600. We'll be back with more East Texas Living in just a moment. Stay with us.